Hey guys, welcome back to Hustle with Jesse W. I am Jesse W, and today we're going to go over two chart patterns that I like. One of them I don't necessarily use on its own. I'm usually coupling this with another pattern on a smaller or greater time frame, usually a smaller time frame, but it's a pattern that works fairly well, and I'm sure you've seen it on YouTube before. It's the first 5 minute candle to make a new high on a pullback. I don't like to buy breakouts anymore. I do not buy breakouts anymore. It's one of my rules. Sure, sometimes I will break that rule. Just like all of us, we do end up breaking our rules at times when emotions get too heightened. But for the most part, I never buy breakouts. I just don't. I refuse to buy breakouts because they tend to fail too much. And when they fail kind of harsh. And you're in on a high basically. So I just don't like it. I like to buy the pullbacks. I like to buy in front of support lines, multiple ones, not just one, unless there's something else like volume in play. But regardless, the first 5 minute candle to make a new high is an effective pattern, especially if you couple it with other patterns or if you pay attention to the volume. The volume is the key to just about every pattern. If the volume's not there, then chances of that pattern working out are slim to none. But let's see here. This is on stock. I think it was earlier this year or sometime last year that it made the move. Oh no, it was this year. Look, here's the time stamp. This was in January. We had SGRP make this huge move and pull back. These are 5 minute candles. It pulls back, and then we have this first five. This candle's 5 minutes. Each candle's 5 minutes. We have this first 5 minute candle that breaks over the previous candle, and we see that push. Now you can take profit all along the way, or you can hold your whole position looking for that higher day test. I don't like to hold my whole position. I like to scale out. It keeps me in the winning trade a little bit longer, and also it's safer. I'm very risk adverse. I don't like risk while I'm trading. It's just something I don't like. I don't handle well. So I like to scale out of my positions as the stock squeezes. If I hold the whole position and sell it up here, do I make more money? Absolutely. But you're never guaranteed to get up here. You're never guaranteed to get back up to the higher day and break out from there. You're never guaranteed that. You are guaranteed what you're sitting in at the moment. So I like to take profit along the way. But you can see here how it works out. You have this big push on big volume. You have this pullback on lighter volume. And then you have the first 5 minute candle to make this new high on an increase in volume. You can see here how we did have an increase in volume comparable to that pullback. So that's where you want to buy and push and sell into that push when you do the first 5 minute candle to make a new high. And this is a pattern that is seen over and over again. Here you see it on SGRP, and here you see it on TNTR. These are another 5 minute candles. This was late in the day. We had this push, stock pulled back. I think I actually did play this one. This was back in January as well. And we had that after that pullback, we had that first 5 minute candle to make a new high, and we had that push right back up to $7. See, this one actually went to high day and broke out from there. You can see that breakout was on decreased volume. I do not remember if this stock ended up failing back down and fading or not. But typically when you have a break of a high of day like that on small volume comparable to the volume that was set on that high, the stock will tend to fade. You could look for shorts at that point. It is risky, especially if it's a low float, but more often than not, they tend to fail. So that's why you would want to take profit along that way as well. So that's another first 5 minute candle to make a new high. And then the last pattern I have for you today here is just a simple pattern using consolidation and volume. See, you had this big push here as this NVLN broke through $1, went up to new highs, and then pulled back. What you want to look for in these pullbacks is smaller volume comparable to the push, comparable to that big breakout, that big push it did. You want this volume on this sell-off to be smaller than the volume when everyone was buying and this stock was squeezing on up. All right, that's where you want to go ahead and look for support. Here we had VWAP. You want to go ahead and look for support. You had this previous kind of like wick here. I wouldn't call it a previous high necessarily because we didn't really have a pullback, at least on the 5 minute chart. More than likely on the 1 or 2 or 3 minute chart, there was maybe a pullback in there. but you do want to look for that support to kick in to buy in front of in order to purchase and try to see if you get that test, that retest of higher day here. You can do a number of things. You can purchase down here in the support area, sell into the push up to higher day. You can hold if that volume starts to increase steadily, which here was kind of choppy, even though we did have this nice fat increase right here. You can always add and then scale out as you push into new highs. But here you can see we had that big push, pullback, low volume, break through the highs again on an increase in volume. Then we start trading sideways as we consolidate on smaller volume. You can see down here. Then we have another uh, another support area that has set in place as we consolidate, which in this case was this previous high that we pulled in and broke out of. Then we had another push on another increase in volume. Now here you really start to see how volume dries up dramatically. Look at this. There's no volume bar there, no volume bars here at all. Sure, here we had two missing volume bars, but here we have a real nasty little decrease. Then we have three volume bars that are completely missing and lacking, and then it has a real nasty pull in here. I don't remember if this, held and we pushed up to new highs again or not, but that's what you want to look for when you buy these pullbacks. You want to look for that decreased volume followed by increased volume as we push off of it. All right, guys, so that's it for today. A couple patterns there to study. Go ahead and check out your charts and, take screenshots like these and study your charts on your time off. That's how we grow as traders. All right, until the next video, hope you're having a great day. Talk to you later.